to honor our fallen. So every year we do this. This is the uniqueness of our unit. We honor the fallen by placing the flag. Right now we have over 250,000 flags to place on each honorary tombstone.
The Old Guard, thank you so much for hosting this. They've been doing this since 1948, consistently honoring and remembering the fallen for their courage, their devotion, and their sacrifice.
Very prideful for me personally, to be able to come out here and be a part of this organization. It's really truly an opportunity that you only get here in this unit, and everyone out here that's buried in the Arlington National Cemetery, as well as the family members, they paid a huge sacrifice and they paved the way for really every service member that's currently serving. They paved the way for us. So
today we're here to honor our fallen, and specifically we think of Chaplain Waters, who on the 19th of November 1967 paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Flags In, to me, is just a great opportunity to honor and bestow respect upon our fallen heroes on the most sacred ground in the United States of America. I wouldn't want to do anything else. This is probably the most honorable thing I could possibly do during my time in my military career, and then also even probably in my life. I would walk this whole cemetery myself and do it if that's how we got it done.
First platoon, we got enough. Yeah, if you're first platoon, keep going. We wanted to get, they did interviews this morning, so they wanted in place and stuff. Behind the scenes and stuff. It's easier if you go.
It's a very humbling experience. We never know what our future may hold, just like everyone out here in the Arlington National Cemetery. They did not know what their future held, so it's very humbling to come back out here and give a tribute to those that have served our country.
Truly an honor. It's an honor to place a flag to the ones who served before us. Those are the ones who paved the way for us that's in battle now. So it's truly, truly a blessing and an honor to place a flag for the fallen that's paved the way for us.
I don't even know if I could ever live up to the standard that all these heroes set, but I'll definitely try, and I'll definitely honor what they set for me, the foundation that they set.
How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Yeah, that's great.
I'm a military Marine Corps veteran, 4.5 years with deployment to Iraq, and I'm also now currently a Dallas firefighter paramedic. So this means a lot to me. I've lost a lot of friends either through the military or through the fire department, and so to come out here, remember them, and to help people along the way remember my guys plus everyone they're carrying. It's a amazing time, an amazing opportunity, and it's just an awesome event. Honestly, I feel like events like this help me with it because it lets me tell my stories and talk to people and connect to people, hear their stories, and so we can just, laugh, cry, share, and remember all of ours, our fallen, and tell the good times, the bad times, and it like I said, it's just absolutely amazing.
It's a great group of people. It made walking, feel like nothing, knowing that they, one, have my six, and to be able to share stories of those that they've lost, and also sharing the memories so that they're never forgotten. It's amazing time that I had today, and just brought everything in perspective for me.
You know, I don't have any military service. Obviously, my father is of the generation of the Vietnam War. My grandfather served in World War II. All of my service is civilian. So I've been in EMS for 25 years. I've been a paramedic for 20. So it's important to me, one, to honor our men and women of the military who we've lost before, but also our emergency responders at home. Our founder, Stephen Hawley, always said that the reason he wanted to incorporate the emergency services side of things is because they were the ones protecting his family while he was deployed protecting others.
And on count one, everyone say carry the load. 3, 2, 1. Carry the load. Everybody on one, carry the load. Didn't say one.
Founder of One Tribe Foundation, formerly 22 Kill. That's where a lot of people might know. So he's just going to say a few words before we step off for this leg. So we appreciate Jake. He's always out and a huge partner for Carry the Load. So thanks, bro.
Yeah, look, we're honored to be here as usual. We do as much as we can to support CTL every year. It's obviously near and dear to our hearts, and you know, frankly, it's been a long few years, and you know, I avoided Arlington like the plague for over a decade after I got hit. And you know, the fact that you would show up today, it means a lot to me, because I love a lot of people in there. A lot of people that are a lot greater than I'll ever be. And for us to show up collectively and be able to show them they're not forgotten and we love them is what it's all about.
So why is it important to you to be a part of this event or the whole month?
How could we not? It's important, just what Jacob Schick just said. People died for us to have freedom, so the least we can do is show them we appreciate it. And that they did it because they thought we were worth it. So we want to be worth it.
I want to just dedicate this walk to. Go ahead.
My husband, Petty Officer First Class Anthony Limbo. My husband, Petty Officer First Class Anthony Limbo.
How is it coming out to this?
It's supportive, you know, seeing everybody participate, just knowing that people care, coming out and supporting the ones that we've lost and the families left behind. Doing this walk just makes me never forget who he was and the sacrifice that he made. And also, I'm walking for my family and for all my widow sisters, my widsters, and for their loved ones as well, because it's a daily struggle that we have to go through without our loved ones. So, doing this walk just kind of, it's healing.
So today I'm going to be carrying Lance Corporal Christopher Johnson. I was his squad leader over in Iraq. We were ambushed June 20th of 2004, where he was wounded several times. He ended up coming back to the States, losing his right arm, and then ultimately taking his life on May 28th of 2008. And he is actually buried in Arlington National Cemetery, so I will be stopping by his grave today.
I'm carrying Scotty Wirtz. He was a Navy SEAL that served with our co-founders, and then he became a part of the Defense Intelligence Agency, and he died January 16th in 2019 in Syria.
And anyone else personally that you didn't want to share but that we're carrying. So we'll step off in just a minute and head on out, all right? Okay. Thank you.
And that's
pretty much just try to keep it rolling.
It's always good to go back there and see. Like I said, it's probably been 15 years since I've been back when my friend got buried there. So just to see it again, go see him, and remember all those who gave their lives for this wonderful nation is just an amazing opportunity.
It's sombering, right? It's just really makes you just think, reflect on how grateful I am to be here, and pay dividends to all those that came before me, and really proud of those that served alongside me and those that paid the ultimate sacrifice.
So we're actually out here this morning honoring the life and sacrifice and service of our brother, Major Samuel Griffith. So this is a really special way to honor him, to have that time to be slow and reflective and just really remember his life.
Interestingly enough, my wife didn't
How
have
was
any
it walking to Arlington National Cemetery today?
They don't know why. It's kind of a
very tranquil.
But she's fine.
Gives you a
I mean,
lot to
she's all good.
ponder and think about. And we took ample time to kind of stop throughout the walk and look out into the landscape and see the grave markers and just really stop and consider all the sacrifices that have been made on our behalf. So.
How is it for an event like this to help healing?
Extremely. It's really important for us as survivors, but also being part of the TAP staff, to have opportunities where we can slow down, reflect, and honor the life and service of our loved ones.
It's always humbling to go through Arlington National Cemetery. You know, I don't think you can go through any national cemetery and not understand why Carry the Load exists. You know, this is why we do what we do.
It helps me in a way that it makes me remember that, you know, I'm not alone in this, especially walking with all of these amazing individuals here. So that's how it helps me to just reflect and know that I am not alone. And for anybody out there, also just know that you're not alone in this fight either. So just continue pushing on and know that if you do need anything, know that you aren't alone, that you can always count on people from your left to your right. So just know that you aren't alone to reach out if you do need something.
You know, what helps me is it gives me hope to walk across the country and see that we're not a nation divided. Everybody unites together behind this cause because they know it's the right thing to do. And as Jacob Schick referred earlier, you know, the people that serve, they serve for all of us, no matter what. And so to me, walking across the country gives me hope that we're going to heal as a nation. It's the greatest country on the planet, so it gives me a lot of hope. And I think that helps with everybody's mental health.
1966, I went to Takli, Thailand, which was the base from which the 105s, one of the two bases the 105s flew out of. I flew combat missions for 6 months, got about 111 total missions. Was shot down on 7th of August 1966. Although I evaded capture for close to an hour, I was eventually captured, taken to Hanoi after a rough night of some crowds and some personal attention. And then I was taken to a prison on the outskirts of Hanoi we call the Zoo. And that's where I stayed for the next few years. This is a picture of me that showed up on the internet, actually 50 years almost to the day after I was shot down.
How did you find that on the internet?
Well, I just cruise the internet occasionally looking for things. It was actually on a website for the Maine Military Museum. A friend of ours runs it, and somehow he's grabbed this and other pictures. And I said, geez, that's me. That's a few hours after I was shot down. And, when we were prisoners, particularly in the first few days and weeks, we were pretty badly beat up. And as much as we tried to stick to the code of conduct, the American man's fighting man's code of conduct, there were times when the Vietnamese would just torture us so badly that we'd give them information more than we felt was allowed. At any rate, to a man, we'd all felt guilty. And one time, Admiral Stockdale, who'd been through the same thing, he said, don't worry about it. Everybody knows you did your best. So that was very comforting. So I like to think I did my best while I was there. Some of the torture methods, the ropes, very, very common. After years now, we're talking 4 or 5 years, they allowed us to get together for like a little Christmas ceremony, and it was photographed, them being so good to us, and somehow those photos worked their way out through Eastern Europe to U.S. intel forces. It's very dramatic, as you can imagine. You know, one day you're a fighter pilot known the world, and the next day you're a POW who's rolling around on the ground with ropes wrapped around me. But you know, it's easy to accept intellectually. Yes, I was a fighter pilot. I got shut down on POW. Okay, it's going to be a couple of years, and then I'll get out. Air Force will get me back. United States always, you know, will have the war will end, and they'll exchange prisoners. But I thought I could handle two years up there easily. But of course, 2 years changed into 5, 6 years before the war actually ended and before prisoners were actually exchanged. This is the day we got out. Let's see, this is a better view. We were taken to Gia Airport, got out more or less in shoot-down rank. That's me there. That's John Brodak, my leader the day I was shot down. That's Jim Kassler. So we're almost ready to go home. This is from a movie clip. That's me stepping across the line, saluting an Air Force general, just before I got into a C-141. So first thing we did after flying out of Hanoi was we landed at Clark Air Base, where there were huge crowds to greet us. We were ushered into the hospital where they took care of us for the first couple days. We got the first taste of real food again. I had steak and eggs and ice cream for dinner. They fitted us with our uniforms and decorations. We got a medical exam, and we got to visit some classrooms for the American students sons and daughters of the people that worked at Clark Air Base. After about 3 days there, we hopped back on our C-141 and flew to Hickam Air Force Base in Hawaii. Again, huge crowds meet us, just completely surrounded us. It was, it was mind-boggling. After only a few hours there, we flew on to Travis Air Force Base, where, again, there were large crowds just cheering and waving American flags. And from that point on, we separated into groups, and we got on C-9s, Nightingale, medevac airplane, sort of a C, or like a Boeing 737 design. At any rate, we were flown out to the air bases nearest, or the military bases nearest our home. I went to March Air Force Base, and that's where I met my parents. This actually picture at the bottom here, that's me when I met my parents and sisters when I came home. That's the instant they saw me.
Yeah, how was that moment?
Yeah, that was very memorable, especially for my mom. Again, and I stayed at March in the hospital again while I was debriefed, more medical exams, meeting more and more of my family and friends, until I was released to go on R&R, or leave actually. I had seven years of leave built up, so a lot of pilots, or prisoners, ex-prisoners, took advantage of the whole 7 months, but I tired quickly of not having anything to do. I was anxious to fly again. So after about a month, let's see, I got out in March, April. After about a month, I told the Air Force I wanted to go back to work. While we were in prison, we came up with what we call the 4th Allied POW Wing. We figured, let's see, World War I, World War II, Korea had Allied POWs, and so we had this Thailand and South Vietnam as allies, and those are the colors. And of course, our motto was always return with honor. Well, let's see. First of all, I think me and most of my compatriots that were prisoners, we've always been amazed at the attention focused on us. Not only when we first got out, but now, literally 50 years later, a half a century later, people still seem to remember us. So I've never quite understood it, but if they have an interest and I'm important to them, well then they're important to me. I know a lot of young military people would like to know our story. So we tell it whenever we can, whenever they're interested. We'll let them know what we went through, what it cost us.
Will Swenson, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Army. When you understand that this award has been around for 160 years, and you understand the narrative arc of our country, and that I'm a small part of it, you realize that you have a responsibility to help carry on our story. But in that, the story that we tell is not about us, it's about all of us. It's not an individual. This is the best of America, told by an individual. My story is just one of many, and my story really reflects what others have done, and I will help tell their story through my own.
Nothing can replace the human touch. Nothing. Carry the load, that's what we've done. Those people that have lost somebody, they realize somebody is saying, thank you for your sacrifice.
At Fisher House Foundation, we put bricks together. We build homes away from home, close to military and VA medical centers, so free lodging and care are close together. But more importantly, we bring families together so they can recover, heal, and ultimately put their lives back together. Imagine what more we can do together.